best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Black Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
We welcome you live to Linda's Speedway for coverage on the National Racing Network of what promises to be a very fun, exciting night. Live at Linda's Speedway, 5 classes in action tonight. It is a loaded night of racing. Overcast, cool, cloudy skies. Could get a little windy tonight, but we could not be more glad and more ready to get the action started. We thank those of you watching or listening at home on the National Racing Network. And for those of you watching in the stands, get settled in because this is going to be a fun one for sure. As we've got the Hyper Racing Hoosier Tires 600s, Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s back in action as usual. But we've also got the 125s here tonight as well. The 600 Modifieds, NSS Property Services, new sponsor for them in 2021 at Linda's Speedway. And the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers, ever popular division, back to make their 2021 debut. So, gonna be a fun one for sure tonight. Those Chargers are right now on track for their second and final session of warm-ups. And then we will get tonight started with the national anthem and get into heat races. We'll have 2 heats in each of the 5 divisions. No consies tonight. Everybody will qualify through. And then, of course, we'll have the 5 main events. We'll hand out 5 twin checkered flags at the end of the night. Promises to be a fun one tonight from Linda's Speedway. course, last Friday night at Linda Speedway, we had 3 different classes in action. The Wing 600s were here, along with the 270s, and the All-Star Slingshots making their appearances. It was Dave Kerrigan picking up the victory for the All-Star Slingshots, leading wire-to-wire in that one. Pete Skias got the win in the Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s. He's back tonight to try to make it 2 for 2 to start the season. And Logan Rumsey beat Tommy Koonsman to win the wingless Hyper Racing Hoosier Tire 600 feature. This is LZ Bar and Grill feature, I believe it was, that Rumsey won last Friday night, and he'll try to do it without the wing 7 days later. Noah Murkey's number 18, who had issues in his 270 hot lap session, going to get a lap or 2 in here to shake the cobwebs out, if nothing else, try to get a good time in. Murkey's going to roll off from the outside of the first row in heat race number 2 alongside Christy Swigert. Taking a look through the lineups. Got 22 600 modifieds here tonight, 12 125s, 20 wingless 600s, 22 70s, and 18 Chargers. So all will qualify through the heat races, but got some pretty competitive fields tonight. Going to be fun to watch as we go on. For those of you listening at home, we have a 305 sprint car on the track right now, getting a couple hot laps in. After that happens, then we'll get down to business with the national anthem, and we'll begin the heat races, starting with the NSS Property Services Modifieds. As mentioned, each of the 5 classes will have a pair of heat races tonight, 2 apiece for all 5, so that lines up to an even 10 heat races, no consies, and we'll head straight to the 5 features. At this time, would all of you please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your hats. We at Linda's Speedway were saddened to hear this week of the passing of former 600 modified competitor Gabby Maxiel. Please keep her family and friends in your thoughts and prayers. At this time, we will observe a moment of silence for her and her loved ones. Thank you. Now, with a little bit of help from Jordan Sparks, please turn your attention toward the flags at turn 3 as we play our national anthem. Thank you, Jordan, wherever you may be on this fine Friday night. We're glad you're here, though, race fans. And it is race night. It is time for what promises to be, as I've mentioned, very fun, very exciting night and a loaded night. 5 classes, $5 general admission, 5 for 5. If you came out tonight, you're going to get your money's worth, that's for sure. And on that note, we'd also like to wish a very happy belated birthday to one of the people that really makes this whole thing go round. Michael Batts last Sunday celebrated his birthday, so we wish a very happy belated birthday to him. We also wish a happy birthday to Olivia Gray, who is turning 18 tonight. And I think I found where she is in the stands. Happy birthday, Olivia. Okay, 8 laps for tonight's heat races for the 600 modifieds. $11 cars in each of them. It'll be Chad Miller in the 34 and the 71D of Austin Daniels starting on the front row. Brian easy for me to say. Brian Blankenbiller in the 211 starts inside of row number 2 alongside Andy Ressler, who was fastest in practice in the 10. The 13 of Ed Hollenbach and the 76 of Hunter Deal will be in row 2. Joe Carter, Tim Vital, row 4. Kenny Harris, Ty Hoke, row 5. Rob Baumgartner slated to start in the 6th row. Joe Carter, a DNS, will not start. Field's going to come to the start line at the exit of turn number 4, and we're going to get the first heat race of the season underway for the modified. Green flag in the air. And Austin Daniels from the outside pole, around the outside, gets through to the race lead, past Chad Miller. On the inside, Andy Ressler trying to make a move happen for second as they enter through turn 3. They'll race side by side off the exit of turn 4 and down the front stretch. Battle on for 4th further back between Tim Vital and Kenny Harris. They'll race side by side at the exit of turn number 2 as Ressler takes over second. But it is Daniels out in front by about 0.6 of a second. That equates to about 4 or 5 car lengths as they come to the exit of turn number 2. Kenny Harris gets under Chad Miller. Nice move to the inside of car number 34 to get him up to the 3rd spot. Issue for Andy Ressler. That car and a big plume of smoke at the exit of turn 4 comes to a stop in turn number 1, pulls to the infield, and a big issue for the car that was one of the fast timers in hot laps. Andy Ressler, there was some sort of explosion or just combustion under that car at the exit of turn number 4, and it went up in smoke down the front stretch. Got that thing woe down to turn number 1. Ed Hollenbach is spun at the entrance of turn number 4 as well in the 13 car. That's going to move Kenny Harris to the outside of row number 1 for this second restart. Chad Miller, Tim Vital will roll off in the 2nd row. Brian Blankenbiller will roll off and round out the top 5. Field going to come off the exit of turn number 4. Green flag in the air, and Austin Daniels clears early at the exit of the corner. Kenny Harris going to try and come back on the inside of him. They'll race side by side at the exit of turn number 2. Daniels will get the pull, though. That high side momentum going to get him through, but now a little bit of contact between Harris and Daniels, and that's going to get Harris through to the race lead at the exit of turn 4. They race side by side. Harris was just able to keep a nose in there and then got just a little bit physical, made that inside line work, and now he'll try to set sail. Coming back to 3 laps to go. He's ballooned the gap to about 5 car lengths now down the backstretch. It's Daniel second, Miller in third, then Blankenbiller in fourth, Tim Vital in fifth. The 76 of Hunter Deal sixth, and the 19, beg your pardon, of Rob Baumgartner rounding out the 7 cars still running. As Kenny Harris will get the white flag. 1 lap to go for him. 5 car lengths separate he and Austin Daniels out in front. Chad Miller's got another 3 or 4 as they come off the exit of turn number 2. Going to be smooth sailing, though, for car number 17K as Harris comes through to take the checkered flag. Austin Daniels, Chad Miller, Brian Blankenbiller, Tim Vital, and Hunter Deal round out the top 6. They'll all redraw for starting positions as part of the redraw. And then the last finisher was Rob Baumgartner in the 19. We had 4 cars that either did not finish or did not start. Andy Ressler, Ed Hollenbach, Ty Hoke, and Joe Carter, all either DNFs or DNSs. Okay, second heat will go off like this for the NSS Property Services Modifieds. Chris Smith in the 69 senior will start on the pole. Matt Warner in the 98 will start alongside of him. Jared Myers, Josh Bewley, they'll make up the inside and outside of row number 2, respectively. Eric Hollenbach in the 12 will start inside row 3. Alongside him will be Riley Hummel in the 69. The 61D of Christian Donati, the 28S defending champ Sam Chicatano will start in the 8th position. Ray Gradwell will start inside row number 5. And then Eric Whitby, also known as Orlando Hornblower, so I've been told, will start on the outside of row 5. Ron Baer brings up the rear on the inside of row 6. Got 11 cars for 8 laps. Top 6 fighting for redraw positions. Still going to come to the exit of turn number 4. Chris Smith, Matt Warner lead him down. They'll step on the gas. Green flag in the air. Smith runs Warner up the track a little bit, opens the door for Myers to get through on the inside, and now he's going to try to make that move happen. They'll race side by side, not for long. Myers gets a good drive off the exit of turn number 2, and he's through to the race lead. They're 3 wide for second behind. Entering turn 3, Josh Bewley on the inside of Warner and of Smith. Bewley's going to get through to the second spot. Now here comes Warner trying to get a little momentum on the inside of turn 3. They'll race side by side and continue to put the pressure on Jared Myers. It's 3 cars under a blanket. Warner clears Bewley off into turn number 1. Trying to have a look inside Myers. Nothing doing there. Back to turn 3 they go. It's the front 4 really all under a blanket. Eric Hollenbach in there as well. Contact in turn 4. Around goes Austin Myers. He got hit hard by Josh Bewley. Everyone keeps it straight except for the 71 of Myers and another car that spun out under the flag stand, but there was big time contact. Not sure if there was any between Bewley and Warner, or perhaps Bewley and Myers, but that was a chain reaction that did not end very well off the exit of turn number 4. Myers is going to get that car rolling. Bewley kept his car rolling. So too did Eric Hollenbach. It was a 69 senior of Chris Smith, who was the other car that spun and came to a stop under the flag stand on the front straightaway. There's a good amount of damage to the 78 of Josh Bewley, but it looks to be, at least from here, mostly cosmetic. We'll see if that damage impacts the handling of that car at all. He will stay on the outside of row number 1 alongside Matt Warner. Then it'll be the 12 of Eric Hollenbach, the 28 of Ray Gradwell, the 88 then of Eric Whitby, rounding out the top 5. Field will get the green flag this time by 3 laps in the books and 5 to go. Matt Warner is your race leader. Worked his way from the outside of the front row. Wasn't necessarily easy getting there, but he's in control now. Green flag in the air. Waits till late in the corner to step on the gas. That's going to give Josh Bewley a shot here on the outside of turn number 1. And now there's contact. Big time contact on the back straightaway. Bewley got turned around in front of Warner. And big-time damage to the 98, the 78, the 12 of Eric Hollenbach collected as well. And there's 2 other cars stomped over there. Eric Whitby's one of them, and the other is Sam Chicatano. Ray Gradwell also got a lot of damage out of that as well. And that all started when Josh Bewley spun around at the exit of turn number 2, racing side by side with Matt Warner. That got both cars basically faced perpendicular to the field at the exit of turn number 2, and there was nowhere for everybody else to go behind him. And 5 cars are piled up at the exit of turn 2, and it looks like the most damage may be to the prior race leader, Matt Warner, who's going to hop out of that thing. Looked like he at least lost a left rear tire in that whole incident. / wheel that got broken off. Bewley's got a lot of damage, it looks like, as well. Looks like he might be able to get back going, as will Hollenbach. Chicatano's also gotten his car rolled back off. Looks like Bewley is going to get his car rolled off as well. Once again, the big damage is to Matt Warner's car at the exit of turn 2, and they're going to have to put that thing back on a flatbed and get it back to the pit area. Not the way that Warner wanted to start this 2021 season, late season winner in the modifieds from last year. But the first night of 2021, unless they can make some massive repairs to that car in a short amount of time, could very well be over for Matt Warner. Josh Bewley's car pulled to the pit area. That car had a flat tire on it. Eric Whitby's car is still stopped at the exit to turn number 2, and they've got, looks like a 4-wheeler out there now. Not sure what the issue was. That car initially had pulled away. Last year, I think just about everything that could go wrong did go wrong for Orlando Hornblower. You're welcome, Chris. And unfortunately, 2021 might not start much better for poor Eric Whitby. That car now is hooked to the back of a 4-wheeler and going to get towed off in turn number 2 as Warner's car gets pulled to the pit area as well. Back on the flatback. So the lineup is going to look a lot different here now. The top 4 all involved in that incident. So Ray Gradwell, I believe, is going to come around as the race leader. We'll wait and see as race control gets the rest of the running order into sorts. But right now, Riley Hummel's lined up in second. Christian Donati's lined up third. Chris Smith is lined up fourth. And then Jared Myers in the 71, who was involved in that last caution, is lined up in the 5th position. As Warner, Whitby, Bewley, and Hollenbach all out of this race. So we've got 7 cars left running. Chicatano and Bear are the 2 that are tacked on outside the top 5. Little bit of damage to Ray Gradwell's car, but again, looks to be primarily cosmetic. It'll be a single file restart since they did not get a full lap in the books. And with 5 laps remaining, we're going to try it one more time. As Gradwell laid him down. A little bit of a bump from the back of Riley Hummel. Everyone got a little jammed up. Green flag back in the air. Front 3 pull away and more contact. And upside down goes the 71 of Jared Myers. Red flag is out. That car broke loose entering turn 1 and then went into a soft rollover. Landed on one of the tractor tires and collected the 28 of Chicatano. Myers is out of the car. He appears to be okay. The car might be a different story. That was a weird-looking incident off the exit of turn 4. Myers did not get up to speed very well. I'm not sure if there was contact as they came under the front stretch, but he got turned sideways, made a little bit of contact with Sam Chicatano's car, and then that car dug in at about the 3/4 mark of the front stretch and just softly rolled over and landed on one of the infield tires right at the entrance to turn number 1. Massive right front suspension damage to the 71 of Myers, who's had obviously a very eventful heat race. Made a great move on the initial start to get from 3rd to the lead, but since then it's been all downhill. And it's already been a race of attrition, and we're not even to the main event yet for these modifieds. We've had 5 cars crash out of this one, 6 cars still remaining. All will be eligible for the redraw, depending on where they finish, but have to see what happens. We've still got 5 laps to go. Will still be a single file restart as they did not get a lap in. It'll be Gradwell, then Hummel, then Donati, then Smith, Chicatano, and Bear. Coming to the turn 4 start line. Gradwell with a very flared out left rear corner of that car takes the green flag and gets away from Hummel by about a car length through turns 1 and 2. Gradwell on the bottom side, lot of bumps through turns 3 and 4. That's going to allow Riley Hummel to get inside as Gradwell's car couldn't quite get hooked up off turn 4. New race leader at the exit of turn number 2. It's Riley Hummel. He completes that pass over Gradwell. About a car length separating those front two, then another car length back to Donati, and another car length back to Shikatano with 3 to go. Battle on for the third spot. Sam Shikatano had a look inside Christian Donati. Nothing doing there. Donati gets a good drive off turn 2, and he'll try to put a drive on Gradwell through the center of turns 3 and 4. They'll race 3 wide under the flag stand as Shikatano and Donati both got good drive off turn 4. Now it's a side-by-side battle, Donati and Gradwell. Donati gets a good drive off the bottom, and he'll clear through to second. Battles on for third spot between the 228 cars, and Shikatano is going to clear Gradwell at the exit of turn 4. Final lap for Riley Hummel, and if he can hang on for one more set of corners, he's going to win a wild second heat race as Sam Shikatano makes a last corner move on Donati to the inside. Wild heat race for the defending champion, but he gets through to second. Donati finishes third. Ray Gradwell, Chris Smith, and Ron Baer round out the 6 finishers. Matt Warner, Eric Whitby, Josh Bewley, Eric Hollenbach, Jared Myers. 5 DNFs. My goodness. In that second heat for the NSS Property Services Modifieds. We will have 2 heat races for the 125s next to come. Each will be split into fields of half a dozen. Got 12 cars here in total. So 6 cars, and top 4 will redraw for positions out of those 6 finishers. By the way, this is starting for the Modifieds this season, a Pick 3 contest presented by Bill's Emergency Roadside Service, LLC. And the game is pretty simple. Pick the top 3 finishers in the Modified feature tonight, and you'll win a $10 cash prize. The caveat is if no one wins it tonight, it's going to roll over to next weekend or the next time the Modifieds are here. So it'll be a $20 prize the next time the Modifieds are here, so on and so forth. You can submit your slips to the general admission area after the Constellations. It says your pick must be in after the Constellations/B mains are run. There are no B mains tonight. So that means as long as you have your entrance in by the end of the heat races, you should be in good shape to enter that Pick 3 contest. But all you got to do, just pick the top 3 finishers in the Modified feature, and you'll win that prize. If no one gets it right, we'll try it again next weekend. Well, we've got the 125 heat race, first of them to come. Lineup goes like this. Holden Ekman, Jared Hellinger in row 1, Riley Simmons, Sarah Boyer in row 2, and Chase Laser, Ron Wechter, row 3. Green flag in the air as the field goes off to turn number 3, and Holden Ekman going to clear early on to the race lead. He's away by about 3 car lengths over Hellinger off to turn number 1. Battle on for the 4th spot further back. Chase Laser making a nice move inside Sarah Boyer, and now trying to put the pressure on Riley Simmons, who in turn is trying to put the pressure on Hellinger for second. Holden Ekman's gotten away by about a second on the opening lap. Laser into trying to make that outside work. He will power down the backstretch off the turn number 3 and clear, not quite clear Riley Simmons. They'll continue to race side by side off the exit of turn number 4, and Laser now will clear in turns 1 and 2 and go to work on Hellinger. Going to pull to the inside of that 78 car and try to complete the pass on the bottom through turns 3 and 4. He'll do just that. But he's about 2 seconds in the rears of Holden Ekman. As the field comes back to the cross flags, halfway, 4 laps down, 4 to go. That brightly colored number 11H is out in the wind as we've got a caution. So erase that advantage for Holden Ekman as Ron Wechter appears to have lost it in turn number 4. That car sitting sideways, and that'll put us under the yellow flag. So Chase Laser made pretty quick work of positions 4 through 2 to get up to the second position behind Holden Ekman. Now that he's there, does he have anything for car number 11H? As we've got 4 laps remaining in this first heat race for the 125s. It'll be Ekman first, then Laser, then Simmons, and then Hellinger, your top 4. Sarah Boyer in 5th. Ron Wechter rejoins after his spin. In the 6th spot, Ekman hops on the gas and pulls away by about 2 or 3 car lengths out to turn number 3. And caution out once again. Ron Wechter has once again lost that car at the entrance of turn number 3. He's sitting sideways, and they're going to reattend to that 42 car that does not appear to be handling quite to Wechter's liking. Wechter will rejoin to the back of the pack once more, and we'll try it again once more for Holden Ekman, who had gotten a good restart that last time, and he's going to do it again. Not quite as good of a restart this time. Laser hangs with him. About a car length separating the two off the exit of turn number 4 and under the flag stand. Battle on further back for 4th between Hellinger and Boyer, but that's well behind the 2 race leaders who have gapped Riley Simmons by about 4 or 5 car lengths off the turn number 3. Ekman and Laser nose to tail under the flag stand with 3 laps to go. Laser's car appears to step out a little bit more, but gets a good drive off turn 2. Had a peek inside Holden Ekman, but nothing doing there. Field going to come back to the twin sticks. Laser still in tow on Holden Ekman. Now he's going to look to the inside. Laser inside Ekman. They'll race side by side off turn number 2. Laser not quite able to clear, but he will clear at the exit of turn 3. And under the white flag comes Chase Laser. Now he's got about 2 car lengths on Holden Ekman. All he needed was to get past, get through that traffic, and that 7L car looks to be hooked up. Checkered flag is in the air. Chase Laser takes the first heat race victory by about 4 car lengths over Holden Ekman. Sarah Boyer, Jared Hellinger come home 3rd and 4th. Riley Simmons appeared to have some issues at the end of that heat race. She'll come across in 5th, and Ron Wechter will round out the half dozen finishers. Okay, Justin Harrington, who has been the guy in the 125s here the most last couple times that they've raced at Linda's Speedway, was fastest in practice, and he's going to start from the pole in heat race number 2. Alyssa Holmes going to start alongside him on row number 1. It'll be Kyle Lindsay in the 28 on the inside of row 2. Matt Fernsler's 19. Start alongside him. And then Dylan Yingst in the 112 and the 32 of Michael Hoffmaster. They'll round out the 6-pack starting the second heat for the 125s. One to go signal is given as the field has doubled up. 3 rows deep, 8 laps to come. Justin Harrington, Alyssa Holmes will start on row number 1. They'll come to the backstretch start line. Harrington's going to hop on the gas. Green flag in the air, and he gets away quickly. Kyle Lindsay and Matt Fernsler both split Alyssa Holmes in turn 3. They get through to 2nd and 3rd. Lindsay on the inside, Fernsler on the outside. They'll continue to race side by side. Off turn number 2, Fernsler gets the drive and clears past Lindsay for the runner-up position. Battle on for 3rd, further back. Lindsay, Yingst, and Hoffmaster all running nose to tail. That's the battle for the time being, as Harrington has checked out to about a second advantage. It's about 7 or 8 car lengths now as they come into the flag stand, but the battle is on. Further back, Dylan Yingst had to look inside Kyle Lindsay and had to hit the brakes pretty hard there. Hoffmaster now going to have a look to the inside of him as he tries to regroup and go after that purple and black number 28. Harrington laying down fast lap times out in front of the field. He's got 1.78 seconds on Matt Fernsler as they come under the cross flags. Everybody still singled out for the time being. And now here comes the battle for fourth. Hoffmaster inside Yingst. They'll race side by side off turn number 2. Hoffmaster inside, Yingst outside. Hoffmaster gonna clear through turns 3 and 4. Now he'll try to set his sights on Kyle Lindsay as Alyssa Holmes has joined the party. It's 4 cars pretty much under a blanket for that third position, but Harrington and Fernsler have checked out. 2 laps to go. Harrington's gap is 2.65 seconds. That's about the length of the backstretch here at Linda Speedway. And coming to see the white flag, Justin Harrington picked up a win at Lanco on Saturday night. And now trying to get the first win of the season at Linda's as well. And that car looks pretty tuned up out in the wind. Coming to the checkered flag, Justin Harrington will take it first by about, see what the final margin is. It's going to be about 3 seconds over Matt Fernsler, 3.22 to be exact. Lindsay hangs on for third. Hoffmaster comes home fourth. Then Yingst, then Holmes. Your top dozen. So the remaining running order for the night will go like this, as we've had the modified heat races and the 125 heat races in the books. Wingless 600 heat races will be up next. A pair of those to come. We'll have a pair of 270 heat races as well. And then the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers will have a pair of heat races to finish off the heat racing for the night. 125s will be the first feature to take to the track. They'll have 20 laps in length to go. And then the NSS Property Services Modifieds will have their feature. 20 laps in length, that one. Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s will have a 25 lapper after that. Then the Hyper Racing Hoosier Tire 600s will have their 25 lapper. And we'll finish off the night with the 15 lap Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers feature. That'll be the running order for the remainder of the night. First heat race for the Wingless 600s takes to the track now. It's Dakota Bartlett in the 54 and Sean Dove in the 3, making up row number 1. Defending champion Brandon Heist will start inside row 2. Trent Warner to his outside in the 98T. The 49 of Ben Ernst and the 22H of Fred Heinley. They make up row number 3. Corey Seacrest in the 20 and Tommy Koonsman in the 21K will start in row 4. Hunter McFadden's number 21M will start to the inside. Ryan Kunkel's white number 61 machine. 10 cars, 8 laps, top 6 redraw. Everybody qualifies. But who's going to be in position to redraw and be in position to start up front for the 25-lap main event? Field comes to the backstretch start line. Dakota Bartlett hops on the gas, clears Sean Dove to turn 3, and green flags in the air. Battle on for that second spot. Brandon Heist going to have a look inside, not just to get Dove, but also to try and get Bartlett. Heist and Bartlett will race side by side at the exit of turn number 2. Continue to race side by side off the turn 3. And that'll be the battle as Tommy Koonsman tries to work his way up. He's to the 4th position. He'll try to go to work on Sean Dove. But Bartlett not going away outside Brandon Heist. That battle continues side by side. Off to turn number 3 and under the flag stand. Good job by Bartlett to pull under the flag stand. He's got the lead that time under the stripe. And they will continue side by side. Heist on the inside, ekes ahead off to turn number 3. Bartlett not letting him get away, though. And they'll continue nearly a dead heat under the flag that time by with Tommy Koonsman through to the 3rd spot. Continuing to race side by side, nobody given an inch. Brandon Heist and Dakota Bartlett have been side by side for 4 laps, and the gap was 2 1,000ths of a second that time under the flag stand. Heist would have won that photo finish. They'll continue side by side. 3 cars as Tommy Koonsman tries to get himself entrenched in the battle, and now he'll have a look inside Heist off the turn number 1. Heist got to worry about that 21K. Kicking up some dust on the inside of turn number 2 is Koonsman. They're 3 wide off the turn number 3. And Tommy Koonsman trying to work his way through the inside. He leads at the stripe that time with 2 to go. Koonsman and Bartlett now. That's the side-by-side battle. And Koonsman will clear off the exit of turn number 2 off the turn 3 under the white flag. Bartlett trying to make that high side work. Continuing to race hard with Brandon Heist. It's a 3-car battle back to turn number 2. But Koonsman has cleared out in front. The battle will be on for second, about a car length behind, as TK Tommy Koonsman takes the checkered flag in heat race number 1. Dakota Bartlett and Brandon Heist come home second and third. What a job by Bartlett running that outside to hang on for that second position. Sean Dove, Corey Seacrest round out the top 5. Ryan Kunkel is in the 61. Will be the final car to redraw in 6th. Fred Heinley, Ben Ernst, Hunter McFadden, and Trent Warner round out the 10 finishers in that order. Second heat race will go like this. Still going to get the green flag this time by. It's Jeremy Harshman, Joey Amontier on row number 1. Matt Warner, Richie Hartman, row 2. Jackson White and Logan Rumsey make up row 3. Holden Ekman, Mason Beinhauer, row 4. Logan Rode and Dustin Degler. They are the 10 starters. Once again, top 6 redraw. They'll have the opportunity to potentially start on pole for tonight's feature. Green flag in the air. Jeremy Harshman jumps on the gas and clears Amontier off to turn number 4. Battle on for the second spot. Warner, big time look inside, not just Amontier, but Harshman as well. They'll race side by side off the turn number 3. Harshman on the outside, Warner on the inside, and Warner's going to get through to the race lead, but here comes Logan Rumsey, cutting his way through the field. He's up to second and having a look inside. Warner at the exit of turn 2 for the race lead. Back to turn 3, keeping his left front wheel right inside, the right front wheel right inside the left rear of Warner. But Warner not opening the door just yet as Joey Amontier keeps that outside going. Now he's going to try to go around the outside of Rumsey for second spot. He's going to complete that pass, the exit of turn number 4. So Amontier through to second, Rumsey in third, behind the race leader Warner, then Richie Hartman in 4th. So Field's going to come under the cross flags, and Amontier really making some time up on that middle line as Warner continues to run right next to the bottom. Rumsey following in Amontier's tracks, but Amontier about maybe half groove higher, and he's found some speed up there. He's going to come to the outside of Warner as they come off turn number 4 with 3 to go. Warner now moves up at the exit of turn number 2. Not sure that was planned. Here comes Amontier back to the inside now, and he's going to try to pull a slider through turns 3 and 4. Amontier on the outside. Warner back through on the inside. Warner get back to the front as they come off the turn number 1. Here comes Amontier to the inside, gives Warner a hip check at turn 2, and he's through to the race lead. Joey Amontier, nice move inside turn 1, slams the door at the exit of turn 2, and as they come under the white flag, it's Amontier first, then Warner, then Rumsey. And it's going to take a big-time move from either Warner or Rumsey to get through to Amontier. Here comes Rumsey on the inside of Warner through turns 3 and 4. They'll battle for second. Amontier comes home as the winner. Rumsey got a good drive off turn 4 to get through to second position. Warner in third, then Hartman. Jackson White rounds out your top 5. Jeremy Harshman, Mason Beinhauer, Holden Ekman, Logan Rode, and Dustin Degler, your 10 finishers in that order. For those of you watching and listening at home on the National Racing Network, Race Monitor is down right now. It's not just an issue on our end. It's really at every track around the globe, apparently, is showing as being offline. So that's why you don't have the live timing here on your end. For those of you who are listening at home, we'll do the best you can. We'll do the best we can to keep you up to date with what's going on, obviously, as you listen through our coverage. Once again, Tommy Koonsman and Joey Amontier, your winners in the 2 heat races for the wingless 600s. Next up will be the 270s. 10 cars apiece in those 2 heat races. First heat race for the 270s takes to the track now. Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s. Glad to have them back on board as a sponsor in 2021. It's going to go like this. Trent Eberhardt in the 4K. He'll start from the pole position. Nate Gibble in the N8 starts alongside. Austin Bauer in the 0Z will start inside row number 2 alongside Mike Kreiser in the 52. Matt Fernsler's number 19 machine will start inside Austin Miskowski in the 39. Dan Boyer and JT Ferry make up row number 4. And then on row number 5, it's Pete Skias, last week's winner, and Ben Stoles rounding out the 10 starters. Line appears to be in order now for this first heat race for the 270s. They'll get the 1 to go when they come past lead starter Mike Fry this time by. And then they'll hop on the gas down the backstretch at that start line. Trent Eberhardt, field is in his hands. Nate Gibble going to try and anticipate that start as best he can. Try to keep it side by side and see if he can get a good drive off turn 4 to get through the race lead. And everybody else behind going to try and see what they can do. It'll be Mike Kreiser, Matt Fernsler on row number 2. They'll have the first opportunity to see if they can get to the front row. Eberhardt brings him down quickly. Green flag in the air off to turn number 3. He's going to clear. Battle going to be on for second. Gibble will clear Kreiser. And now Kreiser's going to have to worry about Matt Fernsler on the outside. That'll be the battle for the 3rd spot as Pete Skias making some big-time moves at 3-car, like a missile off the turn number 3, is up to the 4th spot and having a look inside Fernsler for 3rd. He's going to get that position through turns 1 and 2 as well, and at the exit of the corner, move Pete Skias through to position number 3. 8th to 3rd in a lap and a half, and he's not giving up on Gibble and Eberhardt either. But Trent Eberhardt doing a nice job in the win. He's got about 3 car lengths over Gibble, then another 3 back to Skias at the exit of turn number 4. Gibble going to have a look inside now. Made up some ground on the bottom of 1 and 2, but Eberhardt gets a good drive off. Field going to come under the cross flags. So flip-flop lines in turns 3 and 4. Eberhardt on the outside. Gibble a little bit higher. And now they'll go back to those other lines in turns 1 and 2. And now it's 3 cars. No longer is it 3 car lengths between each of them. It's 3 cars under a blanket. Coming back to 3 laps to go. Gibble on the inside of Eberhard, and a power move at the entrance of turn number 1. Gibble's going to clear at the exit of turn 2. And they're going to come under the twin sticks. 2 laps to go. Now Pete Ski is going to try and work his way through Eberhard for second. He'll do just that off the exit of turn 4. Now can he run down Gibble for the heat race win? Field going to come back. See the white flag this time by Nate Gibble by 2 car lengths over Pete Skias off the turn number 1. They've gapped Eberhard by about 3 or 4 car lengths down the backstretch. Doesn't look like Skias is going to have a shot to get to Gibble, though, as they come off turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air, and by a car length, Nate Gibble gets the win in the first heat race for the Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s. Pete Skias second, Trent Eberhard third, Matt Fernsler fourth, Ben Stoles rounds out your top 5. Dan Boyer 6th, Mike Kreiser 7th, JT Ferry comes home 8th, and Austin Miskowski 9th, with Austin Bauer finish after completing 5 laps. Okay, once again, 10 cars for the second heat for the 270s. They'll line up like this. Christy Swaggart will start from the pole position in car number 34. The 18 of Noah Murkey starts alongside her. Then it'll be Brittany Zeller in the B8 and Mike Boyer in car number 41, making up row number 2. Andrew Dietrich, quickest in hot laps earlier this evening, starts inside row number 3 in the 5th position. Brandon Heist in the 55 will start alongside him. Chase Walker in the 96W, Scott Gingrich in the 8. They make up row number 4. And Richie Hartman's number 13M will start alongside Ernie Newmaster's number 47 on the 5th and final row. These heat races flying by tonight. Got 1 more for the 270s, then 2 more for the Chargers. Who's going to take it home in the second heat race of the evening for the Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s? Green flag in the air. Swaggart clears to turn number 3, and here comes Mike Boyer on the outside from the outside of row 2. Gets around Murkey for second, and now he'll go to work, making that high side work, trying to see if he can get that momentum and get that 41 car hooked up, and he will fly past at the entrance of turn number 3 and off turn 4. New race leader Mike Boyer with authority. Brandon Heist trying to follow him through on the outside, and he's going to get around Swaggart down the backstretch. Oh, a power move there, using a ton of momentum at the exit of the corner. Scott Gingrich sees that same thing, and he's trying to get around Andrew Dietrich for the 4th spot. Dietrich runs right behind Swaggart in 3rd. And now Gingrich is going to use that high side momentum and get himself through to the 3rd position. Mike Boyer has checked out. 1.2 seconds the gap between he and Heist. And then another second or so back to Gingrich in 3rd. The side-by-side battle is on between Swaggart and Dietrich. Now they swap lines at turn number 4. Dietrich on the inside, Swaggart on the outside. Dietrich going to complete that pass through the center of turns 1 and 2. But Mike Boyer, smooth sailing for him. 1 1/3 seconds in front of Brandon Heist. About 10 car lengths the gap as they come out. Turn number 3. And Boyer's going to see the twin sticks. 2 laps to go. Closest battle is the one for 5th right now. 3-car battle for that position. Swigert, Hartman, and Walker all under a blanket. Well, nowhere near the front as the white flag's out for Mike Boyer. And he's got an issue. That car's off the pace in turn number 1 and comes to a stop quickly. That car lost power coming onto the flag stand, and he stops at the entrance of turn number 1. And with 1 lap to go, Mike Boyer has an issue. Comes to a stop. And we'll see what it is on that number 41 car. Going to give the race lead to Brandon Heist as they'll push Boyer's car off at the exit of turn number 2. Have to see if it's something they can resolve with only 1 lap left in the heat race. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that it happened now and not at the beginning of the feature. But a tough break for the defending track champ, who is now going to have a long way to go if they can get that thing repaired for the main event. So Brandon Heist going to inherit the race lead, then Gingrich 2nd, Dietrich 3rd, Swigert 4th, and Hartman in 5th. Green and white flag together are going to come out as the field comes off to turn number 3 and off turn 4 at full song. Heist by about 3 car lengths under the flag stand over Gingrich. Battle going to be on for 2nd between he and Dietrich at the exit of turn 2. Hartman and Swigert side by side for 4th. Further back, Hartman going to clear for that spot as Brandon Heist comes under the checkered flag to win the 2nd heat race. Gingrich by about a car length over Dietrich for 2nd. Then Hartman, Swigert, your top 5. Chase Walker comes home 6th. Brittany Zeller 7th. Noah Murkey and Ernie Newmaster round out the 9 finishers. But the big story, Mike Boyer having an issue while leading on the final lap of that heat race. Have to see if they can get that resolved. And if he can make up some ground from the back in the A main. So one final pair of heat races still to come on the evening, and it'll be the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers. Once again, 18 of those cars here. They'll be split into 2 9-car heats, 8 laps in total, where the top 6 will redraw for starting positions. And those of you watching and listening at home on the National Racing Network may have noticed that our race monitor came back up during that sequence of 270 heat races. They won't be used for these Charger heat races. These are hand-scored, so no scoring transponders on these, therefore no race monitor. So we'll have to go back to doing the best we can to tell you the gaps and what's going on, but we'll do that for this first heat race. It'll be Troy Hostetter starting on the pole in car number 01. Alongside of him will be Dale Kreiser in the 7-Eleven. Josh Michael in the 2M will roll off inside row 2. The defending track champ, Ed Hollenbach, makes his 2021 debut from the outside of the second row. Rich Bixler in the 09B and the 30 PK of Chris McCarr will line up on row number 3. Chris Cunane in the 13 and the 4D of Daryl Wagner slated to start in row number 4. And then the 69 Junior of Lilo Reagan and the 30 of David Fiddler. 10 cars in this first heat for the Chargers, 9 in the second. Once again, for those of you watching at home, you will not see the race modder timing for these heat races or for the feature because these are hand scored, which is a fun task for Tim Bortz to the left of me here. We've got 8 cars for this heat race. Rich Bixler, the 5th place starter, and the 8th place starter, Daryl Wagner, both no-shows. So 8 cars for 8 laps. Pretty simple. Top 6 will redraw for starting positions in the feature. Troy Hostetter leads them down to the green flag, and off to turn 3 they go. He and Kreiser will race side by side at the exit of turn 4. Hostetter could not get a bite on the bottom, and that's going to allow Kreiser to clear back to turn number 1. Battle on for second between Hostetter and Michael. And a big inside move for Ed Hollenbach. Got a good drive off the outside of turn 2. Comes to the inside of turn 3. He and Michael will race side by side for that spot. And Hollenbach clears off turn 4 as Kinane goes around to the exit of turn number 4. That'll bring out the caution with 1 lap in the books. One to go, signal given. It'll be a single file restart with Mike Kreiser in front. Then Troy Hostetter, Ed Hollenbach, second and third. Josh Michael, fourth. And the 30 PK at Chris McCarr, rounding out the top 5. Kreiser leads them down quickly to the backstretch. Green flag in the air. Top 5 have broken away. And Hollenbach going to have a look inside Hostetter for second spot. Nothing doing there for the time being. Hostetter on the outside, Hollenbach on the inside. Hostetter easily clears the exit of turn number 2. One car up high at the exit of turn 2 and into the outside wall. It's the 69 junior of Lilo Reagan. That's going to bring out the caution. That car got way up high at the exit of turn number 2 and got into the outside wall and couldn't get off it. Once again, this is a reminder, the Pick 3 contest for tonight's modified feature presented by Bill's Emergency Roadside Service, LLC. Running out of time to enter it. Remember, you got to pick the top 3 finishers in tonight's modified feature, and you will win a prize. It's a $10 prize for this first weekend, but rolls over if nobody wins it tonight. You can check Facebook for the lineups with names and numbers to fill out your entry. And when you finish that, please take it back to the sign-in or the ticket booth where you signed in earlier tonight to be eligible to win that prize. Got to hand it in prior to the start of the main event and at the conclusion of these heat races. So don't miss out on your opportunity to make a cool $10 for the night if you can guess the top 3 correctly for the modified feature. They'll have to put Lila Reagan's car back on the hook. They'll tow that thing off at the entrance of turn number 3 once they can get it hooked up and assembled. Phil continuing to run under caution while that takes place with 2 laps in the books in this first heat race for the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers. Looks like a broken tie rod on the 69 of Reagan. That's going to be the issue for that car. Right front of that car is not pointing the right direction. Right front tire is all out of whack. So that explains why That car could not get off the outside wall at the exit of turn number 2. So we'll have 7 cars left to run here with 6 laps to go. 1 to go signal being given by head starter Mike Fry. And once again, it's Dave Kreiser, then Troy Hostetter, Ed Hollenbach, your top 3. Field coming back to the green flag, standing on the gas is Dave Kreiser back to turn number 3. And under the green flag, Troy Hostetter not letting Dale Kreiser get away off the turn number 1, though. They're nose to tail. Hostetter about a half lane higher on Kreiser as they come back to the 3rd corner. Dale Kreiser slides way up in front of Hostetter. Nose to tail off the turn number 1. As the field is single file back to a battle for 5th between Fiddler and the 30 and the 30 PK of McCarr. McCarr's car got loose the exit of turn number 2, keeps it straight. But that settled battle. As the field comes under the cross flags, Dale Kreiser still leads by about half a car length over Troy Hostetter. That's another car length back to Ed Hollenbach and another 4 or 5 back to Josh Michael in 4th. And that outside line seems to be the way to go right now. Dale Kreiser on the top side, Troy Hostetter following closely behind, looking for an opportunity to pounce, but they come back to the twin sticks off the exit of turn number 4. 2 laps to go. Hostetter not letting Kreiser get away, but going to have to try and find some way to make a move on him here. With 3 sets of corners to go, coming back to 3 and 4, they'll see the white flag this time by final lap for Dale Kreiser, who took the advantage from Hostetter from the outside pole and has not relinquished it to this point. Hostetter gets a good drive off turn number 2. He's going to get him right up to the back bumper of Kreiser in turn 3, but he's not going to be able to complete the pass. They'll race off turn 4. Hostetter had a peek to the inside, but that was all it was. Dale Kreiser takes heat race number 1 in the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers. Hostetter comes home 2nd, then Hollenbach, then Michael, and David Fiddler rounds out your top 5 with Chris Kinane coming home in 6th and Chris McCarr coming home in the 7th position. Lineup will go like this for the final heat race of the night, the second and final heat race for the Chargers. It'll be Sam Yeagley starting on the pole in car number 5. The X of Jeremy Ott, driver X, starts outside row number 1. Chucky Kimmel in the 10 and the 14 of Shane Flaherty start in row number 2. Chris Smith in the 69 senior and the 911 of Chad Kreiser will start in row number 3. Justin Regals, number 97, will start inside of Francis Gross III in the 09. And the 43 of Carol Walters will round out the 9-car starting lineup. Field will get the green flag this time by Sam Yeagley. Field is in his hands as they come off the exit of turn number 2. And to the backstretch start line they come. Green flag in the air, and Sam Yeagley pulls away, but is not able to clear Ott off to turn number 3. They'll race side by side under the flag stand, and Ott's going to clear at the exit of turn number 4. And once again, the driver that started on the outside pole is going to get through to the race lead as we've got a spinner further back in the field. That looks like the 69 of Chris Smith, who went around at the entrance of turn number 2. The exit of turn number 2, I should say, and that's going to be a complete restart. So Jeremy Ott's going to have to do it again if he wants to complete the pass on Sam Yeagley. All good. 1 lap to green. Sam Yeagley once again going to have to try and see if he can get a little bit of a better start this time from the inside of that front row. And see if he can clear Jeremy Ott off the exit of turn number 4 or potentially off the exit of turn 2 as they come around through the first few sets of corners. Green flag back in the air. Yeagley this time pushes Ott a little bit up high, and he's going to complete the pass at the exit of turn number 4, but that's going to open the door for Chucky Kimmel to get through on the inside to the second spot. He and Ott will race side by side off the exit of 2 as Yeagley clears, and it's a side-by-side battle in his rearview mirror. Kimmel on the inside, Ott on the outside. That's the battle for second. Justin Regal on the outside of Shane Flaherty further back, and an issue looks like for Regal. That car off the pace of the exit of turn 2. Heard a bit of a misfire on that car, and he is going to slow, come to the infield. Looks like he'll get there safely as that 97 car crawls to the inside of the racetrack. Battle continues on, though, for the second spot. Jeremy Ott and Chucky Kimmel have been side by side since the restart. Kimmel on the inside, Ott on the outside, all about 2 car lengths behind Sam Yeagley. Chris Smith has worked his way back up to the 4th spot with Flaherty in 5th. Field going to come back to the cross flags this time by Sam Yeagley. Still is about 2 car lengths. Now make it 3 car lengths on that battle for second between Kimmel and Ott. Slow car of Carol Walters on the inside of turn 1. And Ott used that as a bit of a pick on Kimmel there to clear through to the second position. Calling back to 3 laps to go. Sam Yeagley out in front. Seems to be smooth sailing for car number 5 for the time being. That battle, though, going to continue to rage on for second. Chucky Kimmel trying to have another look inside Jeremy Ott for that position. They'll come back to the twin sticks. 2 laps to go. Yeagley's now pulled away by about 5, maybe 6 car lengths. Chris Smith making some ground up on those second 2. Ott in second, Kimmel in third, and Smith about a car length back in 4th. But the white flag in the air for Sam Yeagley. He's got half a dozen car lengths on Jeremy Ott as they come under the flag stand. And if he can get her around through these final sets of corners, he's going to take home the win in heat race number 2. Doesn't look like Chucky Kimmel's going to have anything for Jeremy Ott through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air for Sam Yeagley. He wins the final heat race of the night. Jeremy Ott comes home second, then Kimmel in third. Chris Smith comes home 4th. Francis Gross the 3rd in 5th. Shane Flaherty 6th. The 911 of Chad Kreiser comes home in 7th, and the 43 of Carol Walters rounds out the 8 finishers. All right, race fans, we're going to have about a 10-minute or so intermission here before we begin our feature racing for the evening. About 10-minute intermission before we get started. Going to be a fun one, without a doubt, as we get the feature racing for the night underway. And once again, this is your final opportunity to get your slips in for the Pick 3 contest presented by Bill's Emergency Roadside Service, LLC. Pick the top 3 finishers in the modified feature tonight to win that $10 prize. Check Facebook for lineups with names and numbers. Return the slips to general admission for your entry to be eligible.
best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flags Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate. If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
And for those of you listening and watching at home on the National Racing Network, we welcome you back live to Linda's Speedway, and it is just about feature time on this beautiful Friday night. A little bit chilly, a little bit cold, but beautiful night for racing. And we've got 5 exciting feature races yet to come. The 125s will be the first one to take to the racetrack, followed by the modifieds, 270, 600s, and the Chargers to round out the night. But it is going to be fun without a doubt, and 125s just a few moments away from taking it to the racetrack. Sarah Boyer going to start on the pole for that one alongside Kyle Lindsay on the outside of the front row. 12 cars total. The heat race winners, Chase Laser will start 4th. Justin Harrington will have to come from the 7th spot. Will that be the lucky position for him to get the victory? Keep an eye on Matt Fernsler as well in 5th, Holden Ekman in 6th. They could be contenders as well. Who knows? Going to be a fun one for sure in the 125s. 20 laps in total, and that'll just be the first of 5 main events. 5 races, $5 general admission for all the fans that came out tonight, and it's a pretty good crowd on hand to watch at this Jonestown quarter-mile oval. They're going to get their money's worth tonight, without a doubt. Field about to take to the racetrack. Taking to the racetrack now for the 125 features. Here we go. 20 laps in distance is this one for the 125s. It'll be Sarah Boyer in the 78C starting from pole position. Kyle Lindsay will be to her outside in car number 28. The 32 of Michael Hoffmaster and the 7L of Chase Laser, heat race winner from earlier in the evening, will start on row 2. Matt Fernsler and Holden Ekman will make up row number 3 in cars number 19 and 11H respectively. The 76 of Justin Harrington, who was fastest in hot laps and won his heat race, will start 7th. Jared Hellinger in the 78 will start alongside in the 8th position. Riley Simmons, Dylan Yingst in row 5, Ron Wechter, Alyssa Holmes in row number 6. Round out the dozen cars in the field. Okay, 12 cars, 6 rows deep. Here we go. 125 feature just about to get started. Field is in double file formation. One to go signal from head starter Mike Fry. 20 laps will be the distance of this feature race. Sarah Boyer, Kyle Lindsay, your front row. Michael Hoffmaster, Chase Laser, Matt Fernsler, Holden Ekman. They're your first 3 rows. And keep an eye on that royal blue, white, and gold number 76 of Justin Harrington starting inside row 4. He's looked like the car to beat all race long, all night long. But can he get to the front? Green flag in the air. Sarah Boyer stands on the gas, and the 125s for the first time in 2021 are underway at Linda Speedway. And it's Boyer through to the point with Chase Laser making some big-time moves on the backstretch. He's through to the second spot, and Justin Harrington working his way to the outside of Holden Ekman for 4th. Here comes Laser trying to see if he can make a move happen on Boyer at the entrance to turn number 1. Making that top side work, trying to get the momentum, closing in. Gets about halfway alongside Boyer on the outside, but Boyer slams the door at the exit of turn 2 and hangs on to the race lead as Justin Harrington is through to 3rd and now 2nd as Laser's car falls off the pace. An issue for Chase Laser. He pulls back to the pit area and his race is over. And Justin Harrington is up to 2nd now behind Boyer, Kyle Lindsay in 3rd, then Matt Fernsler, Holden Ekman, your top 5 with 3 laps in the books. And Harrington is coming on the outside of Sarah Boyer. This is the battle for the race lead into turn number 3. And Justin Harrington, just like that, took him 4 laps to get from 7th to the race lead. And he's out in front. Now it's Boyer in 2nd, battle on for 3rd behind. Here comes Matt Fernsler inside of Kyle Lindsay. Big time power move, and he's going to try to complete that pass. Lindsay going to come back on the inside. They'll continue racing side by side for the bronze spot. Right behind Sarah Boyer in the 78. Here comes Fernsler splitting inside Boyer down the back straightaway and off to turn number 3. He's into the 2nd spot. Battle now rages on for 3rd. Boyer trying to hang on and hold off Kyle Lindsay, but Lindsay making that top side work. And now here comes Holden Ekman to the party. He'll try to go around the outside of Boyer and will complete that pass in turn 3. Now Lindsay's car appears to fall off the pace at the exit of turn number 4. And he may not get back to the pit area. Doesn't look like he's going to. Kyle Lindsay comes to a stop in the center of turns 1 and 2, and that's going to bring out the caution for the first time on the evening, 8 laps into the race, just after he gotten past Sarah Boyer, who's now also stopped on the back straightaway. So Boyer stopped on the back stretch, and Lindsay is stopped in turns 1 and 2. Chase Laser pulled off with an issue on lap number 2. So it's been a little bit of attrition so far for some of the front runners. Harrington, your leader, Fernsler in 2nd, then Ekman and Michael Hoffmaster in 4th with Riley Simmons in 5th spot. So Justin Harrington had checked out pretty quickly once he'd gotten to the front, but now he's got Matt Fernsler and Holden Ekman on his tail for this single file restart with 8 laps in the books, 12 laps to go. It's Harrington, Fernsler, Ekman, Hoffmaster, Simmons, your top 5. Back to the start zone on the back straightaway. Green flag in the air. Fernsler does not let Harrington get away. Back to turns 3 and 4. They'll race by about a car length off the turn number 1. Harrington stretches the gap to about 2, maybe 3 car lengths off the turn 3. Fernsler has a similar gap over Ekman in third. Battle on for the 4th spot. Riley Simmons having a look inside Michael Hoffmaster, and will complete that pass at the entrance of turn number 4. You're going to come back under the cross flags, this time by Harrington by about 5 car lengths, about 0.7 of a second over Fernsler. Then it's Ekman, then it's Simmons, then it's Hoffmaster. Dylan Yingst runs in 6th. Jared Hellinger runs in the 7th spot. But Justin Harrington growing that gap by about a couple tenths per lap on Matt Fernsler. Now that he's gotten that car in the wind, it's going to be pretty tough to unseat car number 76 as Riley Simmons falls off the pace down the back straightaway and is going to crawl to a stop at the entrance of turn number 3. Simmons was running in the 4th spot when she had her issues, and that car has stalled. And it's going to put us under the caution for the second time tonight with 8 laps to go. Looks like they're trying to see if they can get Simmons' car started as they're pushing her through, or pushed her off into turn number 3. And now she's once again come to a stop at the middle of turns 3 and 4. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that car bump started away. And they'll push her back at the exit of turn number 2. To the pit area, and field going to come back to the green flag next time by. 1 to go signal given, 8 laps to go. It's Justin Harrington out in front. And Matt Fernsler hang with him this time. Can hold Ekman, maybe trying to get through to the 3rd spot. Or what about Michael Hoffmaster in 4th? Dylan Yingst rounds out the top 5 with Hellinger, Holmes, and Wechter. Rounding out the 8 cars, still running. Green flag back in the air with 8 laps to go, and Harrington gets away by about a car length once again, back to turns 3 and 4 and under the flag stand. Harrington has pulled out now to about 4 or 5 off the turn number 3. Holden Ekman not letting Matt Fernsler get away too much at the exit of turn number 4. It's about 2 car lengths gap between those two. Then another 3 back to Hoffmaster and another 2 back to Yingst. Coming around to see 6 laps to go. Justin Harrington has put that car in the wind. Just ran the fastest lap of the race that time by. And he's going to come back to an open palm and 5 laps to go. As that thing has set sail more than a second. Make it a second and a half out in front of Matt Fernsler. Fernsler's pulled about 3/4 of a second on Holden Ekman, and Ekman's got about a second on Hoffmaster for 4th spot. Everybody pretty evenly spread out with 4 laps to go. Justin Harrington picked up the win at Lanco last Saturday night and going to try and win the 125 opener here at Linda's as well. He'll come back to 3 laps to go this time by, and that gap not getting any smaller between he and second place Matt Fernsler. Actually did close just a few hundredths of a second that lap by, but a few hundredths of a second is not going to get the job done. Coming back to the Twin Sticks, 2 to go for Justin Harrington. He'll have to negotiate around the lap car of Ron Wechter. Will do that easily and come back to the white flag. Final lap for Justin Harrington, who started the night in 7th, but by lap 4 had worked his way to the point. He'll come down the backstretch one final time and out of turn number 4 for the second opening night. And as many racetracks, Justin Harrington takes the checkered flag in the 125s. Matt Fernsler comes home second, Holden Ekman third, then Michael Hoffmaster and Dylan Yingst round out the top 5 with Jared Hellinger 6th, Alyssa Holmes 7th, Ron Wechter rounding out the 8 finishers in the 125s. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Into Seidel Hyundai Victory Lane, and the winner for the 125s, Justin Harrington. We have an audience this time. But, man, you made that thing look so easy. Coming from 7th by lap 4, you were up to the race lead. How were you able to carve your way through traffic like that?
You just gotta. This is where experience comes into play. You just gotta know where these people are gonna go, and you just gotta go where they're not. So I knew I had to get out front quick and run down Sarah and get the lead. I knew Fernsler and Holden were fast, and Chase Laser was quick too. But I seen he broke. But yeah, just got to get out front quick with these things.
You were able to do just that. Another dominating victory for the 76 car. Who do you got to thank for this win?
All my sponsors, Alfred and Sam's, Italian Bakery, Ziegler's Distributing, Boyer's Tavern, Shear Welding. First and foremost, my dad, without him, we wouldn't be standing here. And everybody that comes to help.
2 wins on as many opening nights for the 125s. We're getting acquainted with each other. Congratulations, Justin Harrington, your winner. All right, we are ready to go. 20 laps for the NSS Property Services 600 Modifieds. Lineup's going to go like this. It'll be Tim Vidal in car number 89 starting on the pole alongside of the 34. That's Chad Miller. They will be your front row. Rob Baumgartner in the 19 and Hunter Deal in the 76 will start on row number 2 together. The 71D of Austin Daniels will start inside of row number 3. Alongside of him will be the 69 Senior of Chris Smith. That's how the lineup is slated to go. Had a lot of DNFs in those heat races. We'll see how many can come out for the feature. Brian Blankenbiller and Christian Donati will start in row number 4. Riley Hummel, heat race winner from earlier in the night, and Sam Chicatano slated to roll off in row number 5. Ray Gradwell in the 28 and the 10 of Andy Ressler, who was fastest in practice. They're slated to start in row number 6. Matt Warner at Hollenbach. Row number 7. Row 8, Josh Bewley, Ty Hoke. Row number 9 will be Eric Hollenbach and Eric Whitbean, cars number 12 and 88. Jared Myers in the 71 and Joe Carter in the 84 will start in row 10. On the back row, it'll be slated to be Kenny Harris, who won his heat race but was disqualified for a tech infraction. They've gotten that figured out, it seems, but he's going to have to come from the back. And Ron Baer, who was originally supposed to start on the pole, electing to start at the back for this main event. It looks like the 10 of Andy Ressler, the 98 of Matt Warner, and the 84 of Joe Carter are the ones that will not start this main event. So that will leave us with 19 cars, looks like, for 20 laps. And the opportunity to win the NSS Property Services Modified Opener. Here we go. Field going to get the green flag this time by Modifieds will come down. It's going to be Tim Vidal and Chad Miller on the front row. They will start at the exit of turn number 4, and here we go. 20 laps to decide it. Vidal leads them down. Green flag in the air. We're underway with the NSS Property Services Modifieds. And Vidal through to the race lead. Hunter Deal trying to make a move for second. Now he's got Christian Donati heating him up for the third spot. Inside, big move for Chad Miller. Tried to throw it in there on Tim Vidal, but couldn't make the move stick, and Vidal leads lap 1. Donati through to the third spot. He'll have a look inside Chad Miller. That for second. Off to turn number 3. Donati's going to clear, and now he'll go to work on Tim Vidal for the race lead as we got a spinner in turn 4. That's Ray Gradwell, who went around and collected Riley Hummel in the process. So Hummel, who started this race in the 9th position after winning his heat race, gets caught up in an incident with Ray Gradwell. And both cars come to a stop at the exit of turn number 4. No real damage, but they'll have to go to the rear of the field. Looks like the damage for Ray Gradwell a little bit more severe than initially thought. They're going to tow that car back to the pit area. Turn number 3. Looks like his race is going to be over. Field will get the green flag this time by Christian Donati. Had nearly made the pass on Tim Vidal under green. Now he'll try to do it from the outside of row 1 on the restart. Green flag, get back in the air. And Donati hanging tough on the outside. Vital clears. Can Donati get a run off turn number 2 as Vital gets loose and spins in front of the pack? One car upside down. Big time on the back straightaway. That was the 71D of Austin Daniels. As you saw, Austin Daniels climbed out of that race car. He is okay. That was just wrong place, wrong time for that 71D car. Tim Vital got up high at the exit of turn number 2 and just broke traction and slid sideways pretty much in front of the entire field. And it was only a matter of time before somebody clobbered him. That unfortunate driver was Austin Daniels. That car got turned sideways and then just dug in, flipped once, maybe twice down the backstretch and landed on its lid. Got that car rolled over. Glad to see Daniels climb out, but that car is demolished. A couple other cars collected on the backstretch. Vital, I think, is stopped back there with Josh Bewley, and they seem to have gotten the worst of it, aside from that 71D that is getting towed back to the pit area right now, but glad that Austin Daniels, and looks like everyone else in that incident, is okay. Field still under the red flag here as they work to clean up the accident scene at the exit or on the back straightaway. Once we get that cleaned up, we will get back to racing action. They're towing the 89 car of Tim Vidal off the racetrack right now. At the entrance of turn number 3, Christian Donati will be the race leader when we go back to yellow flag condition. Right now, Chad Miller will inherit the second spot, followed by Hunter Deal in the 76. That'll be your top 3. Rest of the lineup will come into view as we go on. Looks like they're towing the 12 of Eric Hollenbach back as well. So we had 4 cars that were unable to start this event due to incidents in the heat race. Andy Ressler, Matt Warner, Jared Myers, and Joe Carter. And now Austin Daniels is out, Ray Gradwell is out, Eric Hollenbach is out, and Tim Vidal is out as well. It'll be a single file restart when we get the green flag, and had a lot of cars that have worked their way up thanks to some attrition in this one so far. Donati, Miller, Deal your top 3, but then it's Baumgartner 4th. Eric Whitby has moved up to the 5th spot. Will be a single file restart since the field did not complete a green flag lap, so Donati will have that front spot all to himself. So we come to the green flag this time by Donati, your leader, after 2. They will come to the start line on the backstretch as we've got 13 cars left to settle it here over these final 18 laps. Green flag back in the air. Donati stands on the gas under turn number 4, and here we go. Hunter Deal to the outside of Chad Miller. Going to try and see if he can make a pass in turn 2. He'll dime it off the exit of the corner, cross under, and off to turn number 3 on the inside. Get out of it as Chad Miller goes way up high, and around goes Sam Chicatano further back. Riley Hummel got spun around, and he got nailed by another car in turn number 3. Trying to pick out the number from here, but that car has come to a stop in turn 3. It has been an eventful night for the defending champ, Sam Chicatano. He has been caught up in a lot of separate incidents tonight, not necessarily of his own doing. It was the 69 senior of Chris Smith who was stopped, who got into Hummel there at the exit of turn 3. He will rejoin back to the field with no issue, but a little bit of cosmetic damage on that car. Donati will keep the race lead. Chad Miller had slid way upstairs at the exit of turn number 4. Looked like it was going to open the door for Hunter Deal to get through, but right as that was happening, they were crashing behind him. 1 to go signal given. Once again, it'll be a single file restart. Donati, your leader. Miller still second. Deal still third. And here they come, back to the green flag, and a good start for Hunter Deal around the outside of Chad Miller. That's going to be close to a jump start. We'll see what race control calls, but he's going to clear Miller at the exit of turn number 2. A little bit of contact further back. Ty Hoke gets his way past Bumgarner and through to the 5th spot. Eric Whitby's through to 4th. It's Donati by 4 or 5 car lengths at the exit of turn number 2. Then Deal, then Miller, then Whitby. And Deal and Miller continuing to race side by side for that position. Miller had a look inside, couldn't make a pass happen. Now Deal has about a car length advantage over him. Eric Whitby on the inside, trying to see if he can close in for the 3rd spot. Chad Miller once again slides way up high. That's going to open the door for Eric Whitby. They'll race side by side under the flag stand and move the 88 car, who's had a wild night, up to the 3rd spot. But Christian Donati's got about a set of corners or so on Hunter Deal for the race lead, about 1.38 seconds. Something is sparking off Eric Whitby's car as that car rolls over in the corners from the right rear corner. But it seems to be pretty fast. He's moved his way up to the 3rd spot after initially being gridded in 19th. So he started right around the top 15, and he has worked his way to the 3rd position as we're under caution, as Chris Smith has once again gone around on the front stretch. Got to get that car back rolling and back underway. With 6 laps in the books, 14 to go, it's Donati, your leader. Then Deal and Whitby, Miller, and somehow Sam Chicatano has worked his way up to the 5th spot. Ty Hoke runs in 6th. Kenny Harris is 7th. Josh Bewley, Riley Hummel, and Rob Baumgartner round out the top 10, with Hollenbach, Smith, and Bear the other 3 runners. A little bit of housekeeping. Brian Blankenbiller was also collected in that incident with Vidal, Daniels, and Hollenbach back on lap 2. He's out of the race as well. But 13 cars still running. Can anybody get up and challenge Christian Donati for the race lead? And they will put Hunter Deal back 2 spots for jumping the last restart, as we suspected they may. So he will go to the 4th spot, and that's going to move Eric Whitby to the outside of the front row. He has had quite the eventful night, as have most of these drivers, but he's now outside row 1. So it's Donati, Whitby, row 1, then Miller and Deal, row 2, Chicatano, Hoke, row 3, green flag back in the air. Donati clears off turn 4. Whitby will try to go to work in turns 1 and 2. Donati slides up top, but keeps the power down. Going to open the door, though, for Eric Whitby to try and get through on the inside line. But Donati will clear at the exit of the corner, and here comes Hunter Deal back on the outside. Had to give up those spots after jumping the last restart. He's going to try and get him back the hard way. He and Whitby race side by side off of turn number 3, with Chicatano falling into 4th. And Deal's going to clear Whitby at the exit of turn number 4. Runs a little bit high, though. That's going to allow Whitby to stay inside. They'll race side by side down the backstretch as Donati lost momentum. Donati lost momentum at the exit of the corner, and we've got a trouble for Hunter Deal. He's got a left rear tire issue on that car. I think the wheel might have broken on that machine or something. And he has come to a stop at the exit of turn number 4. I think something on the left rear corner suspension of that car broke, whether it was the wheel or something else. And that car came to a stop, and that's a shame because Deal certainly seemed to have one of the faster cars tonight. He was battling Eric Whitby hard for that 2nd spot, and they were starting to close in on Christian Donati for the race lead. And now Deal's night is going to be over. 17. They will quickly try to tow Deal's car off at turn number 3. We're down to a dozen. In the NSS Property Services Modified main event, it's Christian Donati and Eric Whitby on the front row. Sam Chicatano is third. Chad Miller fourth. Then row 3 consists of Ty Hoke and Kenny Harris. We're still only 9 laps in. We've got 11 to go. It has been not just a wild feature race, but a wild night for the Modifieds in their opener. And who's going to come out on top? 11 laps to go. Donati, Whitby lead him down. Side by side. Green flag back in the air. Whitby hangs with Donati off the exit of turn 4, and they'll race to turn number 1 side by side. Ty Hoke, big time move inside. Uses the hip on Sam Chicatano and gets through. Little bit of contact. Right side Romance, the exit of turn number 2. Gets the 4K through to the third spot. Now can Chicatano come back at him? They'll race down turn number 3. Good drive off for Chicatano. He'll clear entering the corner. And at the exit of turn 4, move back to the third spot. Donati's pulled about 3-4, make it 5 car lengths on Whitby at the exit of turn 2. And we've got a spinner at the exit of turn 2 that appears to be the 34 of Chad Miller, who was running in 5th spot. Ty Hoke made a big-time move inside Sam Chicatano, 3 wide in turns 1 and 2, and did not hesitate to use the right side of his car. 8 tires turn better than 4, they say. And it paid off. Now Chicatano, though, is going to be to the inside of Hoke for this restart, so he might get a little taste of his own medicine down here in turns 3 and 4. But Chicatano, I bet, is trying to see if he can find a way to get past Donati and Whitby for the top 2. 9 laps to go in this one. Christian Donati has gotten to the front, but he has not been unchallenged. Green flag in the air. Big move from Chicatano to the inside, and he's going to get through to the race lead in turn number 1. Or will he? Let's see. Yellow flag came out, and I have a feeling that may go as a jump start on Chicatano, who really made the move. Looks like that's probably going to be the call here. And instead of letting the race run green and having Chicatano get away to the point, they will now move him back 2 spots for jumping the start. That looked to be a good restart. It was just a little too good from Sam Chicatano. He'll go back to 5th now for this ensuing restart. That'll move Ty Hoke inside row 2. Kenny Harris to his outside, behind Donati and Whitby on the front row. And we'll try it again. 1 to go signal. 9 laps yet to run. Christian Donati has been able to get away on some restarts. Other restarts, he hasn't been so fortunate. What happens this time? Eric Whitby has tried to challenge on his outside throughout the course of the race on these past few restarts, but has not been able to pass yet. And what does Ty Hoke have to say from the inside of row 2? Much cleaner start that time. Donati stands on the gas. Hoke is right there with him. Donati clears Whitby, and now the side-by-side battle will be on between Hoke and Whitby down the backstretch off the turn 3. Ty Hoke side-by-side, spinner in the center of turns 3 and 4. It's Josh Bewley around in the center of the corner. That 78 car has had a tough night. He'd worked his way back inside the top 10, but he goes around once again. Field will go back to double file formation. The first few rows will remain the same. It'll be Donati, Whitby, row 1, Hoke Harris, row 2, Shikatano, and Hummel. Somehow Riley Hummel's worked his way back up to the outside of row 3 as the field will get the green flag this time by 8 laps to go. On a wild night for the modifieds, who's going to come out on top? Could be survival of the fittest. Green flag back in the air. Whitby hangs with Donati this time, but Donati will clear off the turn number 1. Once again, Ty Hoke will race side by side. Kenny Harris had a peek outside Whitby at the exit of turn 2. Thought about making it 3 wide. Thought better of it. They come off the exit of turn number 4. Sam Shikatano had a look inside Ty Hoke for a sec. It's 4 cars under a blanket, 2nd through 5th, side by side by side by side. Whitby not going to be able to clear Hoke. Hoke's going to clear him through the center of the corner. Good drive off for the 4H. And now Whitby's going to try and answer back on the inside. All this side-by-side battling is exactly what Christian Donati wants to see. He's pulled out by half a dozen car lengths as he comes back to 5 laps to go. Hoke is through to 2nd. Whitby into 3rd. Harris 4th and Shikatano in 5th. But Eric Whitby not giving up quite yet. He and Hoke continue to race side-by-side off to turn number 3. Thought Hoke was going to complete the pass off 4. Now he finally will. Does he have any opportunity to try and run down Christian Donati for the race win? He's 1.37 seconds back. They're going to come back to 3 laps to go this time. Christian Donati moves under the lap car of Ron Baer, and we've got a caution. 2 cars around. Chad Miller is one of them. And unfortunately, Josh Bewley is once again another. That 78 car almost looks like it's been through the apocalypse tonight, but somehow Josh Bewley's kept it running, and he's been making a lot of passes. Just unfortunately, he's been getting caught up in a lot of incidents. He will have another opportunity to tag on to the back of the pack and see what he can do. Chad Miller, who had run up front for the first half of this race or so, but spun out in turn 2 earlier in the race. He will have to work his way back as well. And now does Ty Hoke have anything to say about Christian Donati on that front row as the field will get doubled up with 3 laps to go? And race fans, pick your winner. Will it be Christian Donati, who has led since about the 2nd lap of this race from the 8th starting position? Will it be Ty Hoke, who's worked his way up? He was gridded 17th. Eric Whitby was slated to start 20th. Kenny Harris was slated to start last. They're 2nd through 4th. Can Sam Shikatano have anything to say from 5th? Green flag back in the air. 3 laps to settle it in the modifieds. And Ty Hoke stays with Donati off the turn number 1. Donati shuts the door at the exit of turn number 2. Hoke and Whitby going to have to race side by side for 2nd. Coming back to 2 laps to go. Donati clear to the race lead by 3 car lengths. Sam Shikatano had to look inside Eric Whitby. Had to stand on the binders. Nothing doing there. Hoke and Whitby continue to race side by side, but they're 1 spot short of where they gotta be. White flag for Christian Donati. Fierce battling further back, but Christian Donati down the backstretch off the turn number 3 is going to come out of turn 4, and Christian Donati is going to take home the opener in the NSS Property Services 600 Modified main event. Ty Hoke comes home 2nd, Kenny Harris 3rd, Sam Shikatano 4th, Riley Hummel 5th, Ed Hollenbach 6th, Eric Whitby on about 3 wheels, 3 tires, came home 7th. Looks like the left rear went flat on that car as he was coming out of turn 4. Josh Bewley comes home 8th, Chad Miller 9th, Rob Baumgardner 10th, and Ron Baer in 11th round out the finishers. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Christian Donati, your winner in the NSS Property Services Modifieds. And I'll tell you what, that was a wild one, without a doubt. And like Justin Harrington in the 125 feature earlier in the night, you had to carve your way through the field early. How were you able to do that?
I just tried to stay out of trouble early. It seemed to work out good. The car was really, no matter where I put it, it just stuck. I got to thank all my sponsors, SR Sloan, Pali Alto Car Wash, Over the Hill Butchers, Morgan's Contracting. Oh, there's another one too. Too many to remember. I got to thank my wife. She really supports me. Jason Hurley, Michelle Hurley from setting this car up. Kevin Kaplafka helping out. Just everybody.
So I got to ask you what I was thinking up there. How in the world did you endure all those restarts? You had Whitby alongside you. You had Ty there for those last few. How were you able to hang on and keep the lead every time?
It was just I ran my race and just tried to run it as hard as I could, and it just stuck, and it just worked out.
Well, it stuck, and you landed inside El Hyundai Victory Lane. Congratulations, Christian. I'm going to have you pick the 50-50 raffle ticket here. Shake them up, pick one out. And the winner is 991-004. 991-004. Come up to the tower to claim your prize if that is your winning ticket. Once again, 991-004. Come up to the tower to pick up your Once again, the winning 50-50 raffle ticket is 991-004. 991-004. If that is your ticket, please come up to the tower to claim your cash prize. All right, here we go. 20 Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s ready to rock for the 25-lap main event. And they will go off like this. Richie Hartman will start on the pole in car number 13M. Heat race winner from earlier in the night, Nate Gibble, will start alongside him. Matt Fernsler in the 19, Christy Swigert in the 34, start in row 2. Scott Gingrich's number 8 will start alongside Chase Walker's number 96W. Trent Eberhard will start inside row 4 in the 4K. And Brandon Heist, the other heat race winner, starts alongside him. Pete Skia, Stan Boyer, row 5. Ben Stoles, Andrew Dietrich, row 6. Mike Kreiser, Brittany Zeller, JT Ferry, Noah Murkey, the next 2 rows. Austin Miskowski, Ernie Newmaster, row 9. Austin Bauer and Mike Boyer round out the field. Green flag in the air as Richie Hartman fires away to turn number 3. And we're underway with the Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s. And the early battle is the one for the third spot. Brandon Heist on the outside and Matt Fernsler. They crisscross lines through turns 3 and 4. Heist to the inside, Fernsler to the outside, and Heist through to third spot as Nate Gibble tries to put the pressure on Richie Hartman for the race lead. Pete Skias has worked his way through to the fourth spot. Last week's winner trying to make it 2 for 2. But it's a car length between Hartman and Gibble as they come back to turn number 3 to put 3 laps on the board. Battle on for the third spot. Pete Skias inside Brandon Heist trying to get a good drive off turn number 2 down to turn 3. Side by side off in the corner. Pete Skias throws it in there and completes the pass. Contact further back. Andrew Dietrich, Chase Walker, and Ben Stoles all got together around the 8th spot, but everyone keeps it straight. It's Hartman first. He's pulled out now about 3-4 car lengths over Gibble. Then Skias about 4 car lengths back of him. Brandon Heist not letting Skias get away. And Scott Gingrich about half a straightaway back in 5th spot. Gibble gets a little bit loose inside the lap car of Ernie Newmaster as they come off turn 4. That's going to open the door and make it a 3-car battle for the second spot. Brandon Gibble and Pete Skias Nate Gibble and Pete Skias on the inside. Here comes Skias, throws it in on the inside of turn number 3, and he's going to complete the pass the exit of turn 4. Gibble trying to come back off the turn number 1. Gibble not letting Skias get away, has a right front wheel inside the left rear corner, but Skias clears through turns 3 and 4, and now he'll set his sights on leader Richie Hartman as the field is into lap traffic. Cautions out, Dan Boyer has come to a stop in turn 3. And that's going to close Pete Skias right up to the back bumper of Richie Hartman. The story for Pete Skias, that car looks a little bit different than the one that won here last Friday night because he crashed the one that raced the next night, Saturday at Lanco, competing, trying to get around a lap car just after taking the race lead. He was trying to make it 2 wins in as many nights. Now he's trying to make it 2 wins in as many weekends here at Linda's Speedway. And he's worked from the 9th starting position up to 2nd. Behind Richie Hartman, Nate Gibble in 3rd, Brandon Heist in 4th, Scott Gingrich in 5th. Trent Eberhardt's car had an issue. He pulled to the infield. He's out of the race. Dan Boyer was able to retack on to the back of the pack. He will continue there. Eight laps in the books, 17 laps to go in the 25-lap main event. Lights are out. Richie Hartman, your race leader. Pete Skias in 2nd. Nate Gibble 3rd. Brandon Heist. Scott Gingrich, your top 5. Fernsler, Dietrich, Swigert. Mike Boyers worked his way up from shotgun to 9th, and Ben Stoles runs 10th. Green flag in the air, and Pete Skias hounds Brandon Heist off the turn number 3. Had a little bit of contact between the back bumper of Hartman and front bumper of Skias. Meanwhile, battles on behind Nate Gibble and Brandon Heist. They race side by side at the exit of turn number 2 and continue to race side by side off turn 4. Heist on the inside, Gibble on the inside. Heist going to complete that pass. Richie Hartman the leader, Pete Skias in 2nd. Brandon Heist in 3rd, and then Nate Gibble, Scott Gingrich run 4th and 5th. Pete Skias put the pressure on Richie Hartman on that restart. There was contact between the back bumper of Hartman's car and the front bumper of Skias' car, but everybody kept it straight, and now Hartman's got about 4 car lengths on Skias back to turn number 1. Scott Gingrich has worked under Nate Gibble for 4th. Mike Boyers worked under Nate Gibble for 5th. Car number 41 is carving through the field. Nearly won his heat race, broke on the final lap, had to start the race 20th, and now he's trying to heat up Scott Gingrich for 4th as we come to the halfway lap. And he's going to make that move happen. 3 wide inside a lap car. Boyer completes the pass and will try to go back to work. And in the process of that pass, he just ran the fastest lap of the race. Mike Boyer is coming like he was shot out of a cannon, but does he have time with 11 laps to go to close in? It's Richie Hartman by about 0.8 of a second. coming through lap traffic. They got past the B8 of Brittany Zeller. Zeller going to hold up Pete Skias a little bit at the exit of turn number 4. Allow Hartman to creep away by another couple car lengths. Nate Gibble pulls to the inside. Issue for his car. He'll get to the infield, no problem, but his race is over. Zeller's going to pull to the exit at turn number 3. But with 9 laps to go, we've got a caution. Zeller did not get completely off the racetrack, and that's going to put us under the yellow flag. And with 9 laps to go, it's going to close the gap. Richie Hartman, the leader. Pete Skias second, Brandon Heiss third, and Mike Boyer, who started last, is up to the 4th spot and will now get to close in on the race leaders. $16 laps in the books. That means there's 9 laps remaining in the feature for the Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270s. And we'll re-rack them for you. Richie Hartman, your leader. Pete Skias, second. Brandon Heiss, third. Mike Boyer, fourth. Scott Gingrich, fifth. That's Andrew Dietrich in sixth. Ben Stoll, seventh. Matt Fernsler, eighth. Chase Walker, ninth. And Christy Swigert, 10th. JT Ferry, Mike Kreiser, Dan Boyer, Noah Murkey, and Ernie Newmaster are the 15 cars still running with 9 laps to go. Green flag going to come out this time by. Field gets the 1 to go signal, and when they get to the back straightaway, it's game on with 9 laps to go. Richie Hartman, Pete Skias, your front 2, Brandon Heiss, third, and Mike Boyer. That car seems to be a rocket ship. Can he get up and challenge for the race win? The challenge is for second as Heiss tries to get to the outside of Skias out the exit of turn number 4. Here comes Boyer to the inside now. E and Heiss will race side by side off the exit of turn number 2, back to turn 3. Hartman's got away by about 3 or 4 car lengths, but the battle's on for second. 3-car battle back to turn number 1. And here comes Heiss trying to see if he can get along the outside of Skias. Nothing doing there. Gonna try and hang with him, though, and he may have a shot off the exit of turn number 4. They're nearly dead even under the flag that time by. Ben Stoles has worked his way up to 5th spot, just ran the fastest lap of the race, but he's got a lot of work to do. Richie Hartman still smooth sailing out in front. Side by side, the battle continues. Skias on the inside, Heiss on the outside. Skias just squeezes the door shut at the exit of turn number 2, and he'll clear for the time being. 5 laps to go for Richie Hartman. Skias gets down, runs up in the dust. Heiss going to get past the lap car. Ernie Newmaster, so too will Boyer. Back to turn number 3 they go. Brandon Heiss not letting Pete Skias get away for that second spot. But it's all 7/10 of a second, about 3 car lengths behind Richie Hartman for the race lead. With 3 laps to go. Skias is closing the gap just a little bit. Closed in about a 10th that time by, but he's going to have to do more than that. Coming back to 2 laps to go. Skias just ran the fastest lap of the race. That time by, he's down a half a second, but he's got to find a little bit more. Field going to come back to the white flag. This time by, Richie Hartman leads by 3 car lengths over the Pete Skias with 1 lap to go. And he's going to come off the exit of turn number 2, and Richie Hartman looks like he's going to have maybe the cushion he needs. That car brakes at the exit of turn number 4, and it's going to open the door for Pete Skias to win his 2nd race in as many nights at Linda's Speedway as Richie Hartman's car brakes in turn 3 and comes to a stop, a sad stop in turn number 1. He crossed the line in 6th, but he had the race in the bag until that happened. That car had it with 1 set of corners to go and off the pace. And it opened the door for Pete Skias, and maybe the one that got away last Saturday night came back to him. Brandon Heiss comes home 2nd, Mike Boyer 3rd. But wow, Pete Skias goes 2 for 2 in the most unlikely of ways. Check 1, 2. Inside El Hyundai Victory Lane, Pete Skias. I interviewed you here. I did not think I was going to be interviewing you here tonight when that When Richie Hartman went off into turn 3, it looked like it was his, but when you saw his car brake,
yeah,
what did you think?
Following him, I seen he was starting to blow up earlier. He was getting a little slower and a little slower. I thought he was going to make it. It was his race to lose. He had a good car. He was good tonight. We got lucky.
You were able to work your way up there from 9th. You got up to 2nd pretty quickly. Looked like you weren't going to be able to reel in Hartman on your own on a restart, but I mean, that's just crazy how that all worked out, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, you know. It was our night to get lucky.
So I interviewed you here last. For a split second, I thought I'd be interviewing you on Saturday night at Lanco. Perhaps the.
Yeah, I hope that's the way it is. Yeah.
All right, Pete Ski, it's your winner tonight in the 270s. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure if it can top the finish, that Mount Gretna Roller Rink 270 feature, but we're going to try. In the Hyper Racing Hoosier Tire Wingless 600 feature, if you're going to come to the green flag this time by, your lineup real quickly goes like this. Dakota Bartlett, Jeremy Harshman on row 1. Bartlett will start from the pole after a great performance in the heat race. Corey Sechrist, Brandon Heist, row 2. Ryan Kunkel and Tommy Koonsman on row 3. Logan Rumsey, Joey Amontier in row 4. Matt Warner, Jackson White, row 5. Richie Hartman, Sean Dove, row 6. Fred Heinley, Mason Beinhauer, row 7. Ben Ernst, Holden Ekman, row 8. Hunter McFadden, Logan Road, row 9. Trent Warner, Dustin Degler, row 10. 20 cars, 25 laps. Dakota Bartlett leads them down, and green flags in the air. We're underway with the Hyper Racing Hoosier Tire 600s. And around goes Tommy Koonsman, and one car went nearly upside down in turn number 2. It's a huge pileup at the center of the corner. Multiple cars involved. Looks like 8 cars over there, and I'm trying to pick out all of them. Holden Ekman was involved. It was Tommy Koonsman who originally, I think, was the first car to break sideways, and then everyone else behind pretty much piled in. Cars are at the opposite end of the track. We're trying to identify them along with you. But Dakota Bartlett had gotten away to the point pretty easily from there on back. It was a rat pack from there on back. And there were a couple cars that almost went for a wild ride. Everybody kept it on the ground, but the track was pretty much blocked at the exit of turn number 2. Holden Ekman was the one car I saw in there, that easy to spot neon green roll bar. Sean Dove was involved. Looks like Logan Road either got involved or came to a stop to avoid getting involved. I think Corey Seacrest is over there. That might have been right around where the wreck started, because he was starting from the inside of row 2. Looks like Brandon Heist was another one of the cars over there. He may have, well, he was one of the ones I think almost went for a ride there. Field is going to get into order here, and through process of elimination, we'll tell you who was involved there. Corey Seacrest, we saw, was one of them. Brandon Heist was involved over there as well. Tommy Koonsman was involved. Looks like he's going to get towed back to the pit area. So Koonsman's race looks like it's going to come to an end here. Jackson White was involved. I think Matt Warner was involved. No, Matt Warner was not involved. He's up there in 6th position. White was involved. Sean Dove was involved in the incident, but I think that car is going to be able to re-tack onto the back of the pack. Race control working to get the lineup into the correct order here. Just about have it done. Looks like 16 cars still will be running. Tommy Kunzman will not be one of them. Looks like Jackson White also was taken back to the pit area with damage. I think the 49 of Ben Ernst was another. It will be, though, Dakota Bartlett and Jeremy Harshman on row number 1 once again for the restart. It'll be a new row 2, though. Ryan Kunkel got through the chaos and is up to the inside of row 2, and Logan Rumsey picked his way through, and he will start on the outside of row 2. It'll be a Montier and Warner in row 3. Then Richie Hartman on the inside of row 4. Fred Heinley to his outside. Looks like the restart order is just about into position. And 1 to go signal will be given. 1 to go signal will be given. So after a lap 1, turn 2 pileup, we're going to try it again here. And Dakota Bartlett got off to an outstanding start, but he's going to have to try it again with Jeremy Harshman to his outside. No more Tommy Kunzman. One of the heavy hitters is out of it. Can Logan Rumsey capitalize? Can perhaps Joey Amontier? Richie Hartman, who just lost the 270 feature? We'll have to see. Green flag back in the air. Bartlett got away really quickly. He's through to the race lead. As they come into the flag stand, Kunkel through to second spot. Everybody gets through the first set of corners cleanly that time, as it's Bartlett on the outside, Kunkel on the inside. Bartlett will lead lap 1, but Kunkel has the fastest lap that first time around. Amontier through to the 3rd spot. Rumsey through to 4th position. Battle on for 5th. Further back, Matt Warner on the inside. Jeremy Harshman on the outside. Fell back on that initial start. Bartlett just ran the fastest lap of the race. He's put that car out in the wind and going to try and set sail. Front 10 or so cars, all single file, all the way back through the pack. Bartlett's got about 3 car lengths on Kunkel as they come off the exit of turn number 2. Battles are further back in the field around the 12th spot. Logan Road on the outside of Trent Warner further back. But nobody really making too many inroads. Ryan Kunkel ran the fastest lap of the race, but didn't close in much that last time by on Bartlett. Bartlett opens the gap by a couple hundredths of a second that time around with 5 laps in the books. Brandon Heist has worked his way back up from that first lap incident inside the top 10. He's up to the 9th position now, under the 163 of Harshman. Make that the 8th spot for the defending champ. But Dakota Bartlett has set sail for the time being, and it seems to be everybody kind of running that middle groove right now. We'll have to see if any other lines come in. And eventually, Bartlett's probably going to have to deal with a little bit of traffic here as they come under the flag stand to complete 8 laps. Fred Heinley having a look inside. Richie Hartman at the battle for the 6th spot. Hartman gets a good drive off the exit of turn number 2, back to turn 3. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd beginning to heat up. Logan Rumsey trying to have a look inside Joey Amontier. Rumsey nearly lost it through the center of turns 1 and 2. He held on to it, but lost all his momentum, and he's going to lose the 4th spot to Matt Warner before tucking back in line in 5th. Richie Hartman's going to get under him as well now as they come off the turn number 1. So move Hartman to 5th. Rumsey going to try and cross him back over. At the exit to turn number 2, they'll race side by side down the backstretch off to turn 3. Dakota Bartlett holding an even, steady 3 to 4 car length lead as they come by to put the 12th lap on the board. Gunkel closed in maybe just a little bit that time around. They're going to have 3 lap cars to contend with here in just a few laps. Holden Ekman, Dustin Degler, and Trent Warner all racing hard near the back of the pack. Bartlett will get there in just maybe 3 or 4 laps time, if that. Battle continuing on further back. Brandon Heist has really worked his way up nicely. He's to the inside of Logan Rumsey, trying to take the 6th position away. Meanwhile, Dakota Bartlett has caught that lap traffic, and Ryan Kunkel is beginning to close in. Down the backstretch, off to turn number 3. The gap is 2 car lengths. He'll have to negotiate first with Trent Warner. Not quite to him yet, but now he is as they come off the turn number 1. And the gap is about a car length, maybe 2. Bartlett stretches it out down the backstretch to 3 car lengths. Off the turn number 3, he'll go around the outside of Warner and take that position with 9 laps to go. Now he'll try to work to the inside of Holden Ekman in turn number 1. Ryan Kunkel splits through both Ekman and Warner, who are side by side at the exit of turn 2, and gets past them. And Bartlett able to work his way past Degler and get through maybe the final lap car he'll have to deal with a 2 car length gap over Kunkel still in tow. But Ryan Kunkel is not letting Dakota Bartlett get away that easily. Coming back to see 7 laps to go this time by. The gap really about 2 car lengths still as they come off the exit of the second corner. Joey Amontier's gotten through that traffic as well. He's about 4 or 5 car lengths back of Kunkel with 6 to go. Rest of the field going to have to contend their way through that lap traffic. Brandon Heist has really done a nice job working his way up from that first lap incident. He's in the top 5. Going to try and battle Matt Warner for 5th through those 3 lap cars. But the battle is on up front. Dakota Bartlett still about 3 car lengths. Joey Amontier, though, now the one that's beginning to close in a little bit. But is he going to run out of time and run out of laps? 4 to go for Dakota Bartlett, and the caution flag flies. And I believe it's Logan Road who went around in turn number 1, and that changes everything with 4 laps to go. So Dakota Bartlett looked like he was maybe going to be able to set sail to the victory. He had grown that gap over Ryan Kunkel by about a 10th or 2 over the past couple of laps, and Kunkel was going to start feeling the pressure from Joey Amontier, but now everybody's going to feel the pressure from everybody. Brandon Heist has worked his way up to the 4th spot. He was involved in that lap 1 incident. Now he's back to where he initially started. Do not count out that 99 car with 4 laps to go. It's Dakota Bartlett, your leader. Ryan Kunkel, 2nd. Joey Amontier, 3rd. Brandon Heist, 4th. Matt Warner rounds out the top 5. Then it's Richie Hartman, 6th. Logan Rumsey, 7th. Fred Heinley, 8th. Jeremy Harshman and Sean Dove rounding out your top 10. Hunter McFadden runs an 11th spot. Logan Road is the last car on the lead lap. Will line up 12th after his spin. Holden Ekman, Matt Warner, Dustin Degler all are 1 lap down. Corey Sechrist, Tommy Koonsman, Jackson White, Mason Beinhauer, Ben Ernst all out of the race. Those last 4 were caught up in that lap 1 accident. Field going to get the green flag this time by pick your winner. Will it be Dakota Bartlett? Will it be Ryan Kunkel, Joey Amontier, Brandon Heist, or somebody else? Field comes back to the backstretch start zone. Bartlett jumps on the gas early. Kunkel trying to follow him off into turn number 3, but Bartlett's got about 2 car lengths as they come into the flag stand. Caution out for a crash further back in the pack. Sean Dove is around at the entrance to turn number 3. Logan Road is up against the outside wall, and Trent Warner slid to a stop to avoid contact. field going to get the green flag this time by, and once again, it'll be 4 laps to go. Dakota Bartlett has led since the outset, but he'll have Ryan Kunkel, Joey Amontier, Brandon Heist, and Matt Warner as the top 5 behind him to contend with. Everybody trying to anticipate the start. Bartlett gets out by about 2 car lengths off the turn number 3 with the green flag in the air. And caution flag flies once again. Another spin in turn number 4. This time it's Fred Heinley, who was running in the 8th spot, who's gone around. Looks like they may have to tow Heinley's car back to the pit area. His night appears to be over. Tough break for one of the top points finishers in the wingless 600s last year. And here we go. Will third time be the charm for this restart? And Dakota Bartlett at the front of the pack. Ryan Kunkel, Joey Amontier, and the rest of the field behind hope to have something to say about that. But Bartlett's had 2 masterful restarts. Does he have a third one in him? Green flag back in the air. Bartlett didn't jump out quite as well that time. It's about a car length back to turn 3, but that's all. They come onto the flag stand. Joey Amontier is going to have a look inside Kunkel for second spot. Try to get to Bartlett. He's going to clear Kunkel at the exit of turn number 2. Power move for Amontier through to second. Here comes Heitz trying to make a move on the inside of Kunkel for third. 3 laps to go, and Joey Amontier is right there on Bartlett. Throws it in for a slide job. Bartlett going to try and come back at the exit of turn number 2. They'll race side by side off the turn number 3. Bartlett slides it in. Amontier back on the inside. 2 laps to go, and Amontier clears past the start-finish line. Joey Amontier, slide job city off the exit of turn number 2. Got him through to the race lead. And now, coming back to the white flag, Amontier sets sail. 1 lap to go. He's got 2 car lengths on Bartlett. And I don't know if Dakota's going to be close enough to throw it in there. Through the final sets of corners, Joey Amontier bided his time, and he's going to come off turn 4 to win in the Hyper Racing Hoosier Tires 600s over Dakota Bartlett. Ryan Kunkel 3rd, Brandon Heist 4th, and Matt Warner in the 5th spot. Masterful passing on that last restart by Joey Amontier gives him the victory. 3rd to 1st in the final 4 laps. He's your winner. Check 1, 2. Hey, makes a stop inside of London Victory only after a couple donuts. I'll tell you what, though. Got through, you were able to talk me through that last restart because that.
Well, so today's my grandfather. He passed away a couple of years ago, but today's his birthday, and I've been running with his name on my car for the past couple of years now, and I really wanted to win it for him, and I saw an opportunity. I knew I had to get into him a little bit to move him out of the way, but he gave me the run I needed to get past Bartlett on the last couple of laps and threw the slider and set sail. And I can't thank JPA Masonry, Amanti Real Estate, Stinger Race Fuel, Pencil Enterprises, Radical Race Gear, Low Down and Dirty, Slide Up Podcast, 600cc Performance for tuning our awesome fucking Evo injection system. I know Racers Used Parts Warehouse, Schaefer's Oil, Tim Shock Lab, and Competition Suspension Inc. Without all those partners that are on the side of my car, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, and I really can't appreciate them all enough.
Tell me what you found last, because it looked like you were starting to close in even before that caution flag came out. What did you find up there?
It just felt so. We've been trying some new stuff with shocks, and I messed around with the shock adjusters a little bit, and it kind of felt like it stuck in the black a little bit better than those two did. And I knew I just needed the caution because it seemed like once I got there, we could go. And the second to last restart, I actually was next to Kunkel going down the straightaway, but then the yellow came out. But I'm just super pumped. It took us 4 years to finally get one here after running second, third. Literally in the stats, I've finished every position except first until tonight.
Well, you got it done tonight. Congratulations in 2021. Joey Amate, your winner. All right, final feature event of the evening. The Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers, their opener for this 2021 campaign. 19 cars strong, 15 laps. It's going to go off a little something like this. Josh Michael will start from the pole position in car number 2M. 00 defending champ Ed Hollenbach rolls off alongside him. Chris Cunane and Shane Flaherty in row 2. Chris Smith, Jeremy Ott, row 3. Francis Gross III, Dale Kreiser, the heat race winner, in row 4. Sam Yeagley, Troy Hostetter, row 5. David Fiddler, Chucky Kimmel, Chris McCarr, Chad Kreiser, those next couple of rows. Carol Walters, Lila Reagan, Justin Regal, Rich Bixler, and Daryl Wagner. 19 cars slated to start. Green flag is in the air. Michael and Hollenbach lead them off into turn number 3, and we're underway. And Hollenbach through to the point off the exit of turn number 4, but caution is out. Chris Cunane is going to have to go to the back after that initial caution. That's going to move Shane Flaherty up to the 3rd spot. Chris Smith up to 4th. Jeremy Ott 5th. So on, so back. One to go signal is given. Ed Hollenbach was able to get past on the initial start, but he's going to have to try and do it one more time on Josh Michael from the outside of row number 1. Shane Flaherty, Chris Smith will line up in row number 2, and we will try it again. 15 laps to get on the board for this one. Field comes to the backstretch start line. We're back underway and a very similar start. Hollenbach's going to try and carry that momentum around the outside and through to the race lead once again. Chris Smith on the inside from the outside of row 2. He'll try to work inside Josh Michael. A couple of cars further back, bang doors. Troy Hostetter might have gotten the raw end of that deal at the exit of turn number 2. He and Sam Yeagley made a little bit of contact, but everyone keeps it straight. And Hollenbach has pulled away big time. He's got about 6-7 car lengths on the back straightaway, coming back to turn number 3 over Chris Smith in 2nd, Josh Michael 3rd, Jeremy Ott, and the battle for 5th between Flaherty and Kimmel. Kimmel able to clear Flaherty off to turn number 1. But Ed Hollenbach is pulling away. He's got about half the backstretch on Chris Smith for 2nd. And then it's a conga line of cars back behind. Jeremy Ott going to try and see if he can put a little bit of pressure on Josh Michael for the 3rd spot. They'll race side by side past the lap car at the exit of turn number 2. Michael able to hold that position for right now, as Hollenbach holds the race lead. Troy Hostetter's worked his way up to 6th now, past some of that early chaos. Going to try and see if he can go to work on his teammate Chucky Kimmel, and the car's right in front. 5 laps down, 10 laps to go for Ed Hollenbach. Chris Smith is pulled away by about 2 car lengths over that feisty battle for 3rd. It's 4 cars under a blanket. Coming off the exit of turn number 2, Jeremy Ott to the inside of Josh Michael. Peeked the nose in there, couldn't complete a pass. And off the exit of turn number 4, Chucky Kimmel will race side by side with Troy Hostetter. And Chris Smith not getting away from these guys too much. So it could become a 5-car battle for 2nd here in just a little bit, as Ed Hollenbach's put nearly the entire front straightaway on this battle for 2nd. David Fiddler goes sideways in turn 4 and is going to keep it rolling. Ed Hollenbach's going to get around to put him a lap down. He'll get into lap traffic now, but he's got a lot of lead to play with. About half the backstretch, and we got a car up and against the outside wall in turn 4. It's Francis Gross III who's come to a stop and now gets it back rolling, putting us under the caution with 7 laps to go. One to go signal going to be given here with 7 laps to go. Ed Hollenbach is your leader. Chris Smith in 2nd. Josh Michael 3rd. Jeremy Ott 4th. Chucky Kimmel 5th. And Troy Hostetter in the 6th spot. And we're going to wave off this start. Green flag going to come out this time by. We'll try it again here with Hollenbach still the race leader. Okay. And field coming back to the backstretch start zone once again. Ed Hollenbach going to see if he can put a little bit of a gap on Chris Smith. Smith is going to go around trying to chase down Hollenbach. He's going to slide to the infield. That's going to bring out the caution. Chris Smith just over-rotated that thing a little bit at the exit of turn number 4, trying to make a move on Hollenbach. That's going to put us under the caution. Green flag back in the air. Ed Hollenbach going to try and lead him back down once again, this time with Josh Michael in second spot. Jeremy Ott runs in third. Sam Yeagley going to have a look inside Shane Flaherty for the sixth position. He'll make that pass happen. Jeremy Ott going to have a look inside Michael with 6 laps to go. Nothing doing there for second. Chucky Kimmel around the outside, and Michael gets loose at the exit of the corner, gets straightened out by Kimmel, gets hit in the back by Hostetter, and I think everyone's going to keep it straight and running. The big beneficiary might be Sam Yeagley, who goes back through to the 4th spot with 5 laps to go. So it's Hollenbach by about 5 car lengths over Ott, then another 3 back to Kimmel, and then another 8 back to Yeagley, and we've got a caution. We'll have about 5 laps to go here to settle. It's going to be Ed Hollenbach, your race leader. Jeremy Ott in second. Chucky Kimmel third. Sam Yeagley fourth. Josh Michael fifth. Does anyone have anything for the defending champion of the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers? He took the lead from the outside pole and has not looked back since. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway with 5 to go. Jeremy Ott right there on the back bumper, trying to give Hollenbach a shove through turns 3 and 4. Hollenbach hangs onto it, and we've got a spinner further back. It's Chris Smith, who got sideways and then got finished off by the 911 of Chad Kreiser. We'll try it one more time. 1 to go signal in the air. 5 laps to go in the race. Jeremy Ott gave Ed Hollenbach a little, hey, how are you there through the center of turns 3 and 4, and he's going to close up on him again, try and put a bumper through turns 3 and 4, but Hollenbach withstands the challenge as they come under the flag stand. Ott not going to let him get away very easily, though. Battle on for the 4th spot further back. Sam Yeagley, Josh Michael, they make a little bit of contact, but they keep it straight. Off to turn number 3, they'll race side by side with Troy Hostetter watching on behind. Back to 4 laps to go, and Hollenbach has now maybe a car length gap over Jeremy Ott. Battle on for the 2nd spot. Chucky Kimmel trying to work his way inside of Ott and go up and challenge his teammate with 3 laps to go. Hostetter gets past Michael through to the 5th spot, and Michael goes around to the exit of turn number 2. That's going to bring out the caution with 3 laps to go. Josh Michael had just gotten passed by Troy Hostetter, was trying to come back at him, and instead went around. Ed Hollenbach is your winner. Jeremy Ott in second, Chucky Kimmel in third, but a dominating performance for the defending champ. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Ed Hollenbach, the defending champion in the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers, comes home with the first win of 2021. Ed, you had to come from the outside of row one, but once you got to the lead, it seemed pretty easy. Had to endure a lot of restarts. Jeremy was beating up your back bumper there near the end, but how were you able to hang on for the win?
It was just cruising. I had a lot more left. I wasn't giving it all it had. I was just driving around. I even actually shifted into third gear for a little bit.
That thing was on rails?
Yes, it was working real good.
Who do you got to thank for this victory? First win of 2021.
Charlie Kimmel let me drive his car. Beer Mountain. K&L Racing. All the crew guys.
All right. Champ. The champ gets the first win of 2021. Congrats to Ed Hollenbach.
Thank you.
So your winners on the evening go like this. Justin Harrington took home the victory in the 125s in dominating fashion. Christian Donati took home a dramatic win in the modifieds, hanging on to get the victory. Pete Skias got past Richie Hartman, who broke in the final corner in turn 3 for his second win in as many Friday nights here at Linda's. Joey Amantier used a masterful late restart to get past Dakota Bartlett and Ryan Kunkel for the win in the 600s. And Ed Hollenbach led all 15 laps en route to the victory in the Appalachian Auto LLC Chargers. We thank everyone for coming out tonight at Linda's Speedway. And for those of you tuning in at home on the National Racing Network, we thank you for joining in. Come back next Friday night for racing at Linda's Speedway. We'll have the 270s, 600s, Chargers, and a modified tour race all in action next Friday night at Linda's Speedway. But until then, we say so long. I'm Casey Kreider saying good night for the National Racing Network. We'll see you next Friday night.